Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to spend some time practicing this 2.4 project, this 8-measure drum groove with the drum fill. Okay, and our goal is to play 8 measures of this. So 3 bars of groove 1, a transition measure, which we've written down here, and then 4 bars of groove 2. Okay, now this is the groove that I've written. Here's my groove 1, my transition, and my groove 2. I've shared this with a lot of you. I've had a lot of you use the same one. So I'm going to show you how I would practice this, okay? So we're going to open up a Soundtrap project, and I already have one open here, so I'm going to delete this so I can show you how I did this. I'm going to add a new track, go to drums and beats, and I'm going to change my sound. I don't like this vanilla sound. If you listen to the tom drums, they're more of a click, and I don't really care for that. So I'm going to change this to a kit, and I'm going to go with clean black. So now I have my hi-hat with U, my kick on A, my snare on D, and then Q and E for my toms. And then I also have my kick crash, which is going for me to be A and H. H over here is my kick crash, and A at the same time. I just like these sounds better, okay? Now, as soon as you start to practice, this purple bar is going to pop up. This is your cycle tool. You don't need to worry about this, okay? My tempo is set at 120. I'm going to change this to 80. You get to pick the tempo that you want to go. You can go 80. You can go 120. You can go 60. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, okay? Now, the important thing is that I play this with the metronome, okay? So if I go back to my organizer, here's my groove 1. I have 8th notes on my hi-hat, kick on 1 and 3, snare on 2 and 4. Okay, now I can just play this with the metronome, just like it's written. Okay, now if you're still struggling with that, my suggestion would be to break it into parts. Hi-hat only, get this really comfortable. Once I have this good, I'm going to add just the kick. Once I get that, I'll add the kick and the snare. Now I want to be able to do this for 3 measures. Measure 2, measure 3, that's good. Now I have that. I can do that for 3 measures pretty confidently. So once I have that, I'm going to go on to my transition, okay? So I have measures 1 and 2 are the same as my groove 1, and then I just wrote 2 8th notes on the toms, okay? So if I go back to Soundtrap, here's my measure 1 and 2. So make sure I got that. And then on the toms, I have 2 tom 1s, QQ, and 2 tom 2s, EE. So if I come back here, QQEE, QQEE. So let's put this whole transition together now, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Oh my goodness, this might be too fast for me. Well, I can change my tempo. Maybe I'm going to go 70 instead. This might be a little easier. 1 and 2 and Q, Q, E, E. I'll do that again. Here we go. 1 and 2 and Q, Q, E, E. Okay? If I'm still struggling with that, I can simplify my drum beat, or I'm just going to break this apart again. I'm going to do the first half a bunch, the second half a bunch, and then put them together. Okay? Now, once I have that, I'm going to practice groove number 2, the same way that I practiced groove number 1. So on my groove 2, it's the same as number 1, only I added a kick drum on the end of 3. Okay, so I'll change my tempo back to 80. So now I'm going to practice my groove 2. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so now I'm going to string these together. I'm going to do groove 1 into the transition. That's it. Groove 1 and transition. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Here's the transition. Good. I'll do that again. Here we go. Groove 1. Now transition. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this kick crash at the end of the transition because we need to start groove 2 with a kick crash. So I'm going to do groove 1, transition, kick crash. Okay, it's going to sound like this. Transition, kick crash. And that kick crash, I'm hitting A with my left hand and H with my right hand. So again, groove 1, transition, Q, Q, E, E, A, H at the same time. Now you might have to work through this a little bit slower, and that's okay. Okay. Once I have that, I'm going to do the transition into groove 2. So I did this together, groove 1 and transition. Now I'm going to do transition in groove 2. Okay, it's going to sound like this. Q, Q, E, E, kick crash, groove 2. We'll do that again. Here we go, transition. Q, Q, E, E, kick crash, groove 2. Okay. Now, once I feel confident with all those, then I can go back and string them together. So I'm going to do 3 groove 1s, a transition, and 4 groove 2s. Up here, 3 groove 1s, transition, 4 groove 2s. So what I want to be able to play is this. Measure 2, measure 3. Now here's my transition. 1, 2, tom, 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 kick crash, group 2 for 4 bars. If I can do that, I'll be able to record this all on one take. Okay? Happy practicing.